In this video, I want to talk about the impact that living with chronic pain can have on the way that you see the world. So I'm going to keep this short because I'm not feeling well. I think I've got COVID. I've tested negative, but I have all of the symptoms that you would expect for the current variant of COVID that's going around. Um, my throat is sore and I don't want to talk for too long, but this is something that's been on my mind because we all know how kind of fickle our moods are, right? And how our mood affects how we see the world around us. So if, for example, if you've just lost your job, or if you've lost a loved one, or someone has just broken up with you, or someone has just said something to you that is really offensive, maybe someone body shamed you or whatever it is, your mood can go from being, I'm in a pretty good place to boom, gone. I am in a really, really dark place. And when you're in that dark place, everything just kind of sucks, right? Like that happy song that normally you like to dance around to no longer seems too happy and you don't really feel like dancing anymore. Or that TV show that you're watching, do you know what? I don't feel like watching it today. And even if I did watch it, probably not going to enjoy it as much as I thought I would. And they're all really, if someone is upset or sad, you can, if they told you that they just got fired or that they just lost someone, it would be totally understandable. But I don't think we make the connection between physical pain and what it does to the way you're thinking and how you perceive the world around you. And this is, I went for a walk the other day, as I do every morning, and my hip had kind of flared up, so it was a little bit uncomfortable to walk. Now, to look at me, you probably wouldn't think that there's anything wrong, but in my mind, it was horrible, and everything just sucked, and it was a really negative place to be. And partly because, my hip was one of the first places that I ever flared up. And when it does flare up, it almost triggers this kind of panic signal inside me. It's whenever I'm flared up in a way that makes it uncomfortable to walk, I always kind of feel particularly bad, emotionally, not just physically. And as I was out walking around, like, I kind of caught myself just being really negative about everything. I was looking at other people and thinking really negative thoughts, and I'm looking at the traffic jam and feeling really negative about the fact that all these cars are still sitting there just with one person in them, idling and polluting, and how stupid traffic is and how pointless commuting to work is. And I just kind of got into this really, really negative spiral. But I caught myself and I stopped and I was thinking, wow, I'm going into a pretty dark mental place here. And I made the immediate connection. It's like, this is because today is the first day in a while that I've had a flare up in my hip. Now, I don't really remember a day where I haven't felt some sort of pain or discomfort in my body. It's been kind of 20 years now, and it all just kind of blurs together, and I don't really remember what it's like to be pain-free. But even still, you can have particularly bad days, and I think it's a slippery slope, because over time you have this kind of chronic pain, and that chronic pain can lead to negative thoughts, and that leads to like a negative perception of the world around you, and you have a negative experience of the world around you. And the longer the chronic pain goes on, the more those negative thoughts continue, to the point where you've almost trained your brain to not be able to think positively about anything. And I think that's a real problem, and I think that's something to be avoided. And what I wanted to talk about in this video was mostly about cultivating an awareness of the things that are having an impact on the way that you're thinking, right? So that's a bit of a mouthful, but if I'm walking around the world, walking around doing my day-to-day business, whatever it may be, I want to try and cultivate this, extra hard, cultivate this awareness of like, what am I thinking and why am I thinking it? It's incredibly difficult to do, because we go through our lives and we've got things that we want to do. Maybe we're on our way to the store and we want to buy something, and it's easy to slip into the default mode. David Foster Wallace has an amazing speech on this, where, everyone is just kind of in your way and everything sucks. And, you get to the store and the car park's full and you can't find a space for ages, and other people have parked like idiots. So there's 2 empty spaces, but there's not enough room for you to park your car. And then you go into the shop and it's super busy and they didn't have that thing that you wanted to buy. And then you queue up and get those other things you didn't really need, but you came to the shop anyway, even though you didn't get the thing that you wanted. And the people in front of you are all being really, really slow, and the person at the checkout is rude, and all of these sorts of things. It's really easy to dwell on all of the kind of quote negative sides of life when you're feeling physical pain. And when that physical pain is going on day after day after day, well, then you're dwelling on this stuff basically for your whole life. And again, I think the important thing to consider is, how do you cultivate the skill of stopping and realizing I am in a negative place. I'm thinking negative thoughts now, and this is because of the pain that I'm feeling. And I don't have any solution for you. I can't stop those thoughts, but I think even if there is, I'm not sure there is a solution, right? But regardless, I'm not sure I even want a solution. I think the important thing is the awareness, because only through the awareness are you able to do something anyway. And maybe at those moments you can stop and try and be grateful for something, whatever it is. I found myself the other day being really grateful for having running water, and how as a society we place a lot of value in things that seem not all that valuable. But that running water coming out of my tap that I'm able to drink, that's able to sustain my life, that felt really amazing to me in that moment. And I think it was really nice to kind of just stop and dwell on something that I'm grateful for a while. So like I said, I was going to keep this short. My voice, I can feel it's already giving out on me. But the key message in this video that I really wanted you to think about if you have arthritis and you're living with chronic pain is try and cultivate some awareness of the things you are thinking. And if you find yourself in a really negative place, be aware that your pain is influencing your mind, but you do have some control here. You do get to choose what to think, and you can interrupt those thought patterns and you can change them. And I think that's really, really important to be aware of. And I think it's something that's really, really important to practice. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.